Welcome back to a very basic space program. We are on the launch pad with Dog 2, so if you want to see what I've changed, please join me. So here we are just at second stage ignition. We have a good ignition on this rocket, and you can see it's pretty much the same rocket, isn't it, as we launched last time with Dog 1A and Dog 1B. The important bit is underneath here, which we're gonna unveil now. I think we're ready for it. I think we'll do that, right? And you can see it is quite a different looking craft. We do not have the upper section on that mission module. We've changed out this here. We've got let me just check. It's an AJ10 Advanced on the bottom there, which in the past I've had bad experiences with, but we will see what it does. We will see how it does and how it goes. Yeah, this is the craft. We've got a few little bits and bobs built into it. It's a little bit more compact. Yeah, it's a different looking thing entirely. What I do want to do is I want to bring this down a bit. I want to bring this down to maybe 10 degrees. There we go. Now, what is my mission? I've just remembered we do actually have a mission for this. So today's mission, and this isn't the only mission we're going to be doing today. We're going to get this one done quite quickly. We want 11 days. Apoapsis below 400. Periapsis above that, so we're looking at 300 kilometer orbit ideally. So what I might actually do is we might just pull this up a bit. Oh, hello. Better fire the third stage there. Get those engines going. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to let this pull itself up a bit. Is not a bad idea, is it? Because we're going to have to do some sort of circularization into a higher orbit anyway. Looking at this, so I'll probably just do that. That's what we'll do. Just get this up there a little bit, and then we can just put it on 0. In fact, you know what? Just go up. Just go up a bit. I mean, I've got loads of Delta V on this craft. I know I have more than enough. One thing I do want to do is this craft is designed primarily so that we can have a transport to low Earth orbit. So this here will not launch on the vessel it is on at the moment. If this works, we will build a custom vessel for it that will allow it to go up, because if we actually have a look, it's got just this stage here, 1,400 meters per second. Now that's not lunar sort of mission sort of range. Potentially it's return from lunar orbit. Just put that out there. But what it is the ability to really do a lot of maneuvers around the Earth's sphere of influence. So we're not too worried about that. And I am going very high there. Let's just pull that down. Let's get the normal speed. I think I think this launch vehicle is far more capable than I actually need it to be. So we're going to pull this down ever so slightly, just ever so slightly. We need perhaps above that. Okay, so I do need to fire this down. You know what? We'll just do that minus 90. That's the least effective of the approaches that we've ever done. And I want to bring that down. I want to bring that down to 300. That's just crazy. Yeah, that is amazing. 2.5 minutes to thingy, and then what we'll do is we'll just turn on to 0 when we get to, I don't know. Now, there we go. We'll just pop that in. Wonderful, superb, lovely, love that. Yeah, we do need to. If I'm going to use this craft for low Earth orbit, if it works, we're going to have to change its launch vehicle, because this is just it's actually too much power. You can see we've got 1,800 meters per second. We're gonna have about 1,500 meters per second left, and this could actually put itself into orbit as well. So, you know, that's neither here nor there. Right. So what I need to do is bring my apoapsis up. We're going to do that. We're going to turn on the RCS, and I'm going to engage that engine, and we're going to fire away and let that engine actually do some of the work for us. There we go. Let's have a look at a nice little glow there. So I need it to be 275. Okay, I don't think we're going to make that, because I think we're going to get too close to something else. Now this does have, I think it's got 50 ignitions, hasn't it? Let's have a look at the sun coming up behind us. Oh, how lovely. So this actually has, let's have a look. Does it tell me? Does it tell me my ignitions? Does it tell me? It doesn't. Last restart, roll, chance. Oh, so this can mess up the more times, because this is the updated thing, isn't it? So, current runtime 0 seconds out of 400. Total runtime 12 seconds out of 450. Ignition penalty for Q 0. Restart penalty 0. Time since last shutdown. So it's not going to get a penalty of such at the moment. Last restart roll. Okay, chance never. Okay, so I have no idea what that means. I do know that this is supposed to have, I think, 50 restarts. That's what it's listed as. I do not see a number here though. So, you know, somebody tell me, is there a number I'm missing? Is this a change that's been going on? So what we're going to do is we're going to go around to apoapsis, which is over there. We want to bring this up. The eccentricity is probably not great, so we're gonna hello. Can it? What's going on here? Oh, it's because I've got a thing there. That's why. Right, I've got to do that. Then I've got to do that, and then I've got to warp to there. That's where. Right, we're going to turn that off. We're going to turn this. Yeah, the probe is running out of fuel. We're going to put this on prograde. While that's happening, I can actually have a look at these because yeah, we have electric charge issues. Because we always have electric charge issues because that's how these things work. We're going to do that, and we're going to run that. And then over here, we're going to do that. And we're going to do that as well. And same with this, we're going to do dump water running. Right, and then we're going to check that we're actually doing okay. Perpetual electric charge, 1 day of water. Oh, because we have smaller water tanks again, so we'll need to keep an eye on that. So our water situation is, where are we? Water is 16 units. It says there's no usage of it. Okay. Now, what we're going to do here, I am going to fire that engine again. Let's have a look. Have we got any change on this engine, this advanced engine? This is saying that we've had 3,000 seconds since last shutdown. Ignition chance 99.25%. Current run time, all this stuff. It doesn't say anything about restarts or anything like that, so that's nice. Yeah. So let's have a look at the craft. So we have a docking port. Why do we have a docking port, you may ask? Normally, with the D2, there should be a little mission module on here, and there should be a docking port at the top. I have done away with that. We have a little tank there of the stuff for these RCS here. These here, they use that RCS, I believe. They should use it anyway. Why is it? That's a good question. That should be closed off. It is. So has this used some? There is no sign that he's used any. Where are these? Are these running? Is my question. You know what? Let's do a little bit of a test. Yeah, they are firing. Okay. Now I'm looking for UDMH. Where's that? Here. Yeah, so it is using that, right? So is this going down? That's not going. So we're using so little that actually this tank is just not going to go down. Okay, and then down the bottom here we've got the aerosine, and these are going to use the aerosine as well, just because then we don't fuel all the way through the systems. All right, we're going to put this on. We're going to check that's running. Okay, and then we'll check this is running. Running that. Good. Right. So let's have a look. What does this craft have on board? It has liquid oxygen, liquid hydrogen for 16 days, 17 days. Okay. It has lithium hydroxide for 22. It has food for 22. It has water for 1. Well, that's perpetual. Oxygen perpetual. Electric charge perpetual. So what we actually have is maybe a shortage of fuels here. We could actually go longer. We could go for 22 days. Again, 3 crew on this. If we reduce it, we will actually have... we would then still be limited by these. So these two here are basically our power. We've got 16 days of power. So we may operate this a little bit. Let's have a look. So there we are. That's that tank. I may want to operate that tank a little bit. We may make it a bit wider actually, and just push everything out. We do have the option to do that and take up more of that space inside that bay. So that's an option that we have, or we could operate it if we get a better service module or anything like that. Has it got any stuff on it at the moment? Boil off. Let's have a look. Analytic cooling, boil off losses. We're not really using anything. Wall temperature is not too bad. Okay, so we could just make it bigger and store more in there. That's the thing to look at. Right. Should really have coloured that in something that isn't silver, but we'll live with that. So that's the craft. That's what it does. Now, the negative of this craft is, look, we don't have any science. If we want to do science, we have to put a mission module on this. That would go up here. That's the difference between this and the Apollo and things like that, I believe. But we could stick a mission module on there, and in actual fact, that is what the Dog 2B is. It is this craft, but with a mission module with a docking port on either end. So we can either have this, or we can have a little structure on the end there. We could potentially have a reason for having space stations with this, because we need to dock it to something to do science. So, you know, that maybe that's an idea. I don't know. All right. We are pretty much at our apoapsis now, so we're positioned. We're going to fire the engines, bring ourselves up a bit. We need to do a bit of RCSing first of all to settle our engines. You notice that we need to settle them and do that. There we go. We're going to bring this up nice and gently. It's got quite a long burn time on it, which is nice indeed. And we're going to just do burn to there. There we go. All right. And then they are going to sit there for 10 days. Right. So let's, you know what? Join me in 10 days. We are 10 days in. I'm just going to position the craft into wherever it is. Let's keep it where it is. In fact, let's put it in retrograde. We can start turning it around. So you can see we do have a bit more mobility in this by having these extra bots at the top here. The previous version only had RCS on the bottom. We get forward and backwards thrust through these real ones, but the top ones will actually give me the ability to translate. So we can translate side to side in effect, which is useful for docking. Not having them makes docking a little harder. So that's there is a reason for them to exist there. Now we're going to pull this out of orbit, and I'm going to see. I think our last re-entry was quite easy. Oh, look, there's a square there. Look at that. Can you see that? I don't know if YouTube out of compression will actually show this, but there's a square in the ocean just there. Is that the Bermuda Triangle? I wonder if it is. Is it a square or a triangle? Maybe that's it. Oh, there's another one there. Look, can you see? Oh, the Bermuda Triangle 2 or rhombus. Anyway, let's not get distracted by this. I suppose we should probably. You know what? Just can you? They cannot exit because there is no hatch. Interesting. So they would have to use the mission module. Oh, now that is interesting. Anyway, back to this. So we've completed this. We just got to return home now. After this, I think we've got the Europa flyby or the Saturn mission. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, let's. I think it's time to go home. So we're not too worried actually this time. We're gonna fire our RCS, get ourselves settled down. We need to actually keep a little note on our RCS systems and just fire up this engine. There we go. We can actually have a look and see what's our 49%. We've got the chance at 99%. Ignition chance is okay. Current runtime is nothing. Total runtime is nothing. Specific impulse is flopping around a bit. Thrust's quite good. So of course, if we were to upgrade this engine, what we'd be looking at doing is basically replacing it with the uprated AJ10, and we'd make this tank a little bigger, give ourselves a bit more delta V. But again, not a problem. Now you see, we've gone very low this time, and I've done that on purpose. I want to see how violent we can actually be with this craft. We have time to redo this mission if the crew. But I haven't mentioned the crew. We have Stella Stewart, who is our pilot. We have Deborah Howard, who is our scientist, and we have Mary Wilson, who is our engineer. These are the newbies we hired last time. So we're gonna see how they do. Now we are going to be re-entering reasonably soon. So I'm going to put us on to the normal, and then I'm actually going to have a look. So this tank is that. I want to look at this one. This has used nothing, so we could actually really lighten this down. Even with hello, thank you. Even with docking, I could actually half that. So we could, I think maybe in future versions, the upper RCS tank, we can actually half to make this a bit more efficient. Okay, that would be an idea. We're still basically locked off these RCS parts here, so they're locked off at the moment. We're not going to use them. What I am going to do actually is we're going to check how we're doing for stuff. Oh, the electric charge is both perpetual and not perpetual. How long have we been up? Hold on. It was an 11-day mission. It's an 11-day mission and we've got 12 days left. We've used a bit more liquid oxygen. That's understandable. We're providing oxygen to the crew, but that's interesting. Is that because we've been on the dark side sometimes and it's less reflective? I don't know. Interesting. Anyway, let's have a little. Is this playing up again? Is what I'm actually wondering. Have we got a problem with this? Because it does say. No, it's saying it's got infinite days and then total. That's interesting indeed. Now it's perpetual. Back to normal space, and it's doing that again. Interesting. Yeah, very interesting. All right. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. Now we're going to go for a departure now. We're actually on the opposite side of the planet to where we're going to come down. But we're actually going to do our decouple now, I think. We will do... Now, I'm going to try... I wonder if... Is there a decouple here I can shut something down? I don't want to... Oh, that's it. I want to do that. Enable that. Okay. Then I want to do that. Ah. We're over by 0.7. Okay. So it's 3.577. So I need to lose 77 kilograms, which would be that. Okay. So then if we do this, then we get avionics control. Okay. So we do need to decouple that. Right. Okay. That's a pity. I wonder if we could actually get this capsule down to less than that. Although, I bet if I'd have dumped some stuff here, it would have been fine. Yeah. Right. So we're gonna put this on retrograde. We're gonna put it on surface. We don't need no, actually. We're gonna put it on here. We're gonna put it on surface, negative. I want to do those. But I don't need the RCS on just yet, so we're gonna move this forward. All right, so then we're gonna go in for a return into the orbit thing again. We want pitch roll and everything on, and then we'll basically turn off pitch and yaw once we enter the atmosphere. So we're gonna get the craft to orientate itself on atmospheric interface now. Turn on the old RCS. Are we there? RCS is coming on, so the craft's gonna turn itself around nicely. Wonderful. It's going to roll itself. Beautiful. Right, now you are set up. We're going to turn off your pitch and the yaw. Yep, and then we're going to turn on descent mode, I think. Turn descent mode on. There we go. And you see we've just shifted, so the center of mass is now higher up. That's interesting. You watch that. I'll do that again for you. See that? See how it bobs up and down? See how that bobs up and down? Can you see how? You probably can't make it out, but it just feels like it's bobbing up and down. So there we go. So we're going to just speed this through the old upper atmosphere. And this, oh, get the yaw on. There we go. That's it. We want the yaw controlling us a little bit. That'll pull us back to the center line. We're not going to use the pitch control at all. We're going to let this thing pitch itself. And we can go in a bit faster, actually, I hope. And this is the only problem with this. You do have a lot of time going through the atmosphere, and you know what's going to happen. Space planes, terrible, absolutely terrible re-entry, because you have to bleed off speed quite a different way. You want to dip down and slowly get rid of your speed. We're coming in from quite a reasonable altitude, but we do have that really rapid entry, and that's what I'm interested in testing. Can we recover from that? Do we always have to come in at the same sort of range? What I'm hoping is, if we do that, if I do this, there we go, right. That's what I want. So we should be, yeah, you can see we're starting to point up a bit. Turn the RCS off. There we go. Oh, there we go. RCS on, RCS off. So we should start to get a little bit of, hopefully, lift soon. So we're looking at our periaps. Our periaps is at -50 at the moment. What we really want is our periaps to slow down going down. And we want to basically try and hop. Is what we're aiming to do. And you can see we're not going in as fast as I thought we would, given our rate of fall. You can see we're losing a lot of our apoapsis. Periapsis is not going down as quick as you might expect, which is quite interesting, actually. We are getting a lot of heat, though. So, yeah, we have got, yeah, that the rest of that is minced. It's toasted now. We are ready to turn the RCS on if I need to. Let's have a look. We're slowing down a little bit. Are we going to start getting lift? I would like lift around 70 to 60 kilometer mark. We normally like to just hold it there. So if we're going to get lift, we might get it there. You notice the RCS is not on. We're getting a little bit of heat build up. And look, we're slowing down a little bit. That fall is slowing. It looks like it's slowing anyway. Are we changing? Are we changing? Oh, come on, slow down. Give me some lift. Give me a little bit of lift. That's what I want. Just a little bit of lift, just to slow me down. Yeah, look, see, we should be falling like a stone through the atmosphere right now, but we're actually not. We're actually sort of we're holding ourselves at this seat. It's just ticking along. We might even start to go up in a minute. Are we going to get going up a little bit? Come on, come on, come on. I think we might. Yeah, it's definitely just hovering, isn't it? You can see it just slowly counting down. We're starting to get, as we get deeper and deeper and deeper, there we go. We're really slowing and we're starting to go up, and that's the point where we're going to turn off descent mode. There we go. And we're going to let ourselves go down a bit. So we've basically given ourselves a second shot of just losing energy. You can see down the surface speed there. We've been losing energy all that time. We start to go down again. And of course, now it's just a balance between temperature. You can see we're glowing a little bit. So we're gonna wait, and I'm gonna turn the RCS on to give ourselves a bit of roll control, because we are rolling a bit horribly. And then we'll put the descent mode on. There we go. And we're gonna come down again. And now we're good, hopefully going to generate some lift. That's what we're looking for. We want to try and hold ourselves up a little bit, because we're still 5,000 meters per second, which is quite fast to be low down in the atmosphere. We want to bleed off some of that energy. And you can see we're slowing down again now. We're going to start generating just a little bit of lift, because this angle that we're at, we're going to get a little bit of force pushing us and pushing us up a little bit. We're going to get a little bit of lift. And you see, yeah, we're slowing down again. We were coming down quite fast. We're now slowing down, which is good. We're not going. I don't think we're going to bounce. I think we're going too slow now to actually get a bounce. But if we were coming back from the moon, for example, we could probably bounce this thing. Definitely bounce this thing. But I wouldn't be coming in this aggressively, shall we say. We'd probably be aiming for a slightly more sensible approach. So let's have a look. Yeah, we've got that's slowing down nicely. I think we're pretty much through it. Yeah, we could probably turn that off now, because it's just a matter of time, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. We just turn that off. And in reality, what I could do is turn the RCS off as well. And I think we're pretty much done with that. We can arm our parachutes, get them done. And that is going to be it. You know, that's the first trial. So what have we learned? Well, let's have a think. We would really like to increase that liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen tank. We can definitely lighten up the RCS on the top there by at least a half. That might give us the 77 kilograms to keep that attached when we actually come out of orbit. Alternatively, we could put some more food and stuff on there. Now, currently, it does not have the capacity to last for 30 days. I would love it if it did. We could do the 30 days mission. If we increase the liquid oxygen, liquid hydrogen, it potentially will. And we could then just put 1 or 2 crew on board, and then that allows us to stretch out the oxygen and the food, and well, not the oxygen, but the food, to basically give us what we need for making that thing. So I think we'll possibly the Dog A will get a modification. We'll have a look. We'll have a look at the one that's in the workshop at the moment, and maybe modify it a bit. We are coming down. We're going to come down. Yeah, we're above the water. Okay. So what I will do, I will not show you the end of this, because it is just a slow landing. So I will see you back at mission control. So we have returned, and we've got Stella, we've got Deborah, we've got Mary. They are taking a holiday for, is it a month? Yeah, they're getting a month's holiday. Everybody gets a month's holiday now, don't they? We get a few parts back, basically our fuels and yeah, our capsule and our parachute. They all get operated, so we've now got most of our astronauts. We just have the 2 there that don't have 1 star. We'll get that done. Anybody that looks good? Ooh, no, they don't. Oh, Monica Wagner. Hello, Monica. You are not very stupid. That's good. And you got reasonably. Congratulations, you're part of the team. Yes, I'm aware that I don't need this many astronauts. So let's have a think. We have got that done. We've got some funds. We have completed the mission that we're aiming to do, which was 201 funds in the pocket, which is nice. Let's have a look at this Dog 1A and maybe make some modifications, I think. All right, so here we are looking at the Dog 2A. What changes would I like to make to this? And obviously I'll have to make them to other craft as well, but we're going to open the fairing and let's have a look. I think the first thing I really want to do is just reduce this down. So we don't need that much. I'm going to take it down to that there. What's that done for it? I think that's now taken it down to, it's not updated it. Has it not? Wow, that's it's not changed anything at all. Let's tag to it. There we are. Okay, updated. Wonderful. Update. Superb. Wonderful. Can we come out of that? Is that actually fixed now? It's one of the things that annoys me when it doesn't do that. We will need to tool that tank, so we'll just do that now. That's okay. And also, because I'm here, and because it's just a little annoying, we're going to change the outside of it to a more sensible colour. There we go. That looks much better, doesn't it? Right. So there we go. That's our top section done. Then we've got the one down here, and I'm actually going to change the colour of this as well, because I do not like it being that colour. So we're going to do that. No, we're going to do it that colour, actually. There we go. That's more sensible, isn't it? That's the choice of champions. Right, we want that to be back up. Hello? What are we doing? Hello? Now, we have 20 layers of insulation there. Why is that not filling up to the max? There we are. Right. We have 20 layers of insulation there. We're going to pull this up and have a look at... I want to see that. So that's not correct for me. So we need to actually turn this on. Oh, I know what we need to do. We need to pull this off. Right, so 22 days. Food. What do we got? Water. Water's not important. We're gonna generate water from the thingies. And they've got perpetual. So liquid hydrogen is perpetual. Liquid oxygen is limited. Food. Oh, because we're running that. Okay. So what we need to do is actually turn these on and dump some water. Turn these on and dump some water. And this may be the one really annoying thing about this. And somebody else is it just me, or is this everybody? Because it feels like it should be everybody, but it seems every save I have, this is the problem. Right. So now water is perpetual, oxygen is perpetual. 22 days, 24, 22. So I'm going to make this a bit bigger. We're going to make it a smidgen bigger until I get. What do I want? Liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen. Let's take the liquid oxygen and let's make that bigger to there. That is now bowing out, isn't it? I don't need those to bow out. Let's change these. I want these to be pretty much. Where's my maximum? Fairing closed. Auto shape off. Maximum size. A bit. There we go. Not like that. There we are. That's ugly. That's really, really ugly, isn't it? Does it stick out of the top? That's the way it's going to be. Okay. Right. This one. Let's see. We're on maximum of that. We have now got 29 days, 22 perpetual. Yeah. Do we want to go more? I mean, I could just increase length, would potentially be better, but I think I want to go wider again. So we're going to go a little bit wider. Like so. Are they now sticking out the side? They are, right. So the plan is for this, we're going to put a little fairing over the top of it, but this will have its own launch vehicle in the future. This thing here is just too much, but I want to get the right sizing for this at the moment. What's its total mass now? 10 tons. We've got avionics for 20, so that's not a big issue. Even with a 10-ton unit on the end there, it's still going to be fine. That's good. What's the delta V on that? It's now down to 139. That's not brilliant, but it's fine. I can live with that. When we swap out potentially, we can do it actually. Let's do that. Let's do this now actually. Let's swap this out. What does that run on? That runs on Aerosine NTO. This runs on Aerosine NTO. Wonderful. So we'll just swap these engines out. There we go. Look at that. Wow, that's a big engine. Let's just stick that on there. Yeah, that is a noticeably bigger engine. Okay, we'll just put you down there for now. Right. Let us have a look. Do I want to... That's going to be 1 minute and 40. Okay. How much does this do? This can do 750, 50 burns. Okay, so that's, it's 10 minutes. At least 10-minute burns. Right. Let's have a think. I wonder whether we just take... Yeah, I think we just... First of all, I think we empty this. Remove all tanks. And then I think we're going to put that in there. Is that going to be correct? 1341. Is that the right one though? So we'll just remove that tank again. And we'll go for that one. 1343. Ooh, remove all tanks. 1341. Oh, so it is different. Right, so we want the other one. We want the first one. Okay. Right, so that's the Opta one. So the RCS have a slightly different thing, and then of course they'll get upgraded in the future. But let's have a look at Delta V is 1.3. So we can actually increase this. I want to keep an eye on the mass though. I don't want it to go over 15. 15 tons is like my limit, I think, in my mind. So let's do a bit of that. That's almost it. Yeah, I think if then we then put a 5 ton, like how that's the point one. D2. How heavy is the top unit on this? How much do you weigh? You weigh 1 ton. Okay. Right. It very much depends on the lander though, doesn't it? If we were going to put a lander as well on the top of this, instead of that, I suppose it would be instead of that, it's the mass of the lander, but I guess we could uprate the avionics if need be. Yeah, I think we'd have to. So, just how big can we go, I suppose, is the question. What's gonna give me 10 minutes of burn time? And what's our delta? Wow. Now this becomes interesting. We can do a flyby. This gives me flyby capacity for going to the moon. To the moon, doesn't it? Although this is a lot heavier craft. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our first form. That's the one I want to go for. That's going to be the default. This is the Dog 3. This will be Dog 3A, and I think this is what I'm happy with. To be fair, I can get rid of those fairings, but it doesn't look very good. Can I change them? What have we got? What else have we got fairing wise? What can I choose instead? I don't like that. Black Arrow? I could go Black Arrow, I don't really want to. Angara, or just go recolor. Just go recolor. That's Atlas, I don't want Atlas, I want recolor. There we go. Nice and plain. Wonderful. And they'll just sit there. Wonderful, perfect, lovely. Potentially we could actually just put all this stuff on the bottom, have it sticking out, and then just fill that tank out sideways, but I don't really want that. So that's the Dog 3, 15 tons. Gives us, what do we work out as? Gives us liquid hydrogen 37 days, liquid oxygen 34 days, food 22. So potentially 2 crew are looking at 30 days in orbit with that. And so we have the flexibility now with that, which is not a bad thing to have actually. We will potentially have to fiddle around with the launch vehicle because, I don't know, 3, 6.5, 10, yeah, that's more than we need. But we could probably cope with this launch vehicle. I think we could probably keep it as it is actually with this. This is a more capable upper stage. It's very, very capable. In fact, we've got 2,000 meters per second. It could do its own on orbit stuff. Yeah, it could actually put itself in orbit. So we could go for a much smaller craft actually. If we were looking for near Earth, I'd actually have this complete its burn. Just do the final push itself, do like the final 500, and we've got loads of on orbit stuff. And then you could really slim this down. So we may do that in the future. Comment down below. What do you think about that as an option? Right, I think we're going to save that. And I'm going to save the edits. Oh, actually, before we do that, make sure you've done any the tooling you need to do. What's the tooling? What's that going to do? It's going to take it down to 132. And it's just one tank, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to tool all. Yeah, I'm going to purchase that tooling. We're going to save the edits. It's going to say, do you want to buy this? I'm going to say, yes, I do. Right, that's that. We basically, that's nothing, is it? 25,000. I thought it'd be more than that. Right, I was going to this episode go into the Saturn, Jupiter, and potentially the Mars window, but I think we're going to delay that. I think we're going to hold off on that. We're actually going to move Dog 3 up. Are we? No, we're not. We're gonna still go with dog 2B. Mainly, we'll do one of them anyway, because I want to test out the pod there, and it's already been built. We're actually going to get rid of the second one though. We're going to scrap that, because we'll just do a variant of the dog 3 with that bit on it. You'll see what dog 2B actually is planned as, but it's basically giving us back some stuff. We do have the mate that's actually going to be built well before it's needed, sort of 50 days, or actually more than that, 80 days, something like that, before it's needed. We already have the 2 other Pathfinders. Comment down below. I don't think I'm going to show you the 2 Pathfinder missions. I will just do those in the background because they're just fun missions. We've already done landing on Phobos and Deimos, and it's not that interesting once you've done it once. I don't believe there are extra biomes. I think they are now just 1 biome planet, and that's probably better actually, because they're very small. And if you put a rover on them, it just gets a bit silly. So we've got that. And I think that's us. Mission-wise, we have now opened up that 3 crew mission. So we have the orbital flight with at least 3 crew. That's another one. Does it another 11-day one? So this is the Voskhod, it's the Soyuz, it's the Apollo, and that's the 14 to 21 tons for low Earth orbit. It's Saturn 1, for example, of these crafts. Blah blah blah. They're unlimited. They don't have a cooldown, I don't believe. So you just keep doing them. I think there should probably be a limit to that. Three crew missions. You know, you can basically just farm them because they're close to 400,000 each, which is better than these ones here. I suppose what are we looking at? It's looking at more accuracy. Yeah, look at that eccentricity, really low eccentricity. So it's really reduced it down quite nicely. I wonder if they get more difficult. I don't know if they do. So we'll run through one of those. That'll be our test program at least. We are going to get rid of Dawn because I'm sort of done with the things coming up for it. In fact, I'm going to do that in between missions. Would you like to see a Phobos Deimos or Phobos sample return? It does tempt me. And then equally, we have landers all over the place, and we may be getting a Mars landing. But again, we're just going to do an atmospheric test with that. I just want to see if we can actually do anything about that. So that is it for this episode from me. Until next time, when hopefully we're going to Jupiter and Saturn and possibly Mars. Have a great one.